All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. It is Thursday night and we are talking sports. So hopefully everyone, you've had a great week so far. Once you wake up in the morning, it will be Friday. So if you're watching the video, please like it. And if you get a chance, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to, turn on notifications. That way, every time I put out a new video, you will be notified. But let's get into it. What a week so far. And actually, what a night of sports. We'll start with baseball and get into some soccer because we had some really good games tonight. And then we'll get your picks for next week. And I will timestamp it. Hopefully you saw it in the last video. I timestamped it. So if you want to jump to any part of the video, you can do that. So really quick, we'll run through this. The Rangers showed up today, showed out with Gore on the mound. I couldn't believe it. We jumped out to a lead. In the seventh inning, I think we had like a 6-2 lead. Yeah, at the bottom of the ninth, they scored 2 runs. It was 6-5. I was like, oh my God, do not lose this game. They hung on, won the game. Whew. I don't know. I think I picked them. So it wasn't reverse psychology, but it still worked out. Tampa Bay showed up. Geez, they put a beating on Kansas City Royals to finish off. Does he finish off that series? Yes, because they start a new series tomorrow. Pirates, I was actually surprised. I thought the Mariners would take it to them. But look at this. Here's what I didn't realize. Pirates and the Mariners have the same record, just about 41 wins. So good for the Pirates. They showed up there too. So they'll start their new series on a winning streak. A's, man, okay, the Giants. I had the Giants, and in the eighth inning, they were up 6-2. A's tied up in the ninth, which they shouldn't have done that. And then in the ninth still, they put 3 more runs. Yeah. And actually, sorry, it was 9-5. And then Giants scored 1 run. It was so disappointing because when you think you get to the eighth inning, you're like, okay, my team won. We're good. That pick won. Yeah, it doesn't always work that way. Astros came through for everybody. Look at that. Low scoring game, too. We did pick the under for that game. And yeah, that's why. Because low scoring game and they beat them. Beat the Tigers at home. Tigers are not that good anyway, so just kidding. Phillies showed up. They were actually losing to the Nationals. Came back to win there. Cubs and the Mets came down to the very end. Look at that. It was Cubs were winning 3-0. Late in the game, Mets tie it up. They go into extra innings. And I had the Cubs. I might have put a little prediction on the Cubs. Thank goodness they came through for us in the 10th inning, winning that game. And then the Red Sox said, you know what? I don't care what our record is. It's a rivalry, and we are going to show up when the Yankees are here. And they did, beating on the Yankees. So good for them. Let's see. But we had some soccer today as well. So World Cup soccer, getting close to the end. We're just about there to where we're going to start the knockout rounds. So we're finishing up. These are the last games of every group stage. So finished off Ivory Coast. To me, one of the shockers of the entire tournament. They did great. They tied or they lost their first game, but then they've won their last 2, getting them into the round of 32. So good for them. Congratulations to those guys. Germany was already in. You could tell, like they weren't even, I don't even think they were playing their same guys. And another thing, they had these weird color jerseys on. I actually didn't know which one was Germany for like the first 5 minutes of watching the game. So Ecuador was wearing yellow. Germany was wearing like a light blue. Anyway, Ecuador came through. So they get to go to the knockout round as well. But Germany was already headed there. So Japan and Sweden, that was a good game. Sweden, I actually thought they would win the game. And because of the tie, they both go to the knockout round. So good for them. And I actually think I won't have it here. I'll check if we have it to see. Some of them know who they're going to play already. Netherlands, yeah, they finished their group strong. They're the number 1 seed in their group, so they moved on. Tunisia, on the other hand, not so good. Paraguay and Australia, I picked these guys to tie or draw, and there it was. But Australia advances as the number 2, and Paraguay might be the 3rd place team. So I guess that means we had a pretty good group stage, or we had a pretty good group. Okay, this was a disappointing one, and I know U.S. was already in the knockout round. We were playing backups. I get that, but the intensity we came out with was not good. We would be intense, and then we like lose it for a while. Turkey scored quick, took the lead. And this is the worst part. U.S. tied it up. Pulisic comes in at about the 58-minute mark. And we have, I would say, at least 6 chances where we get the ball in the box where we can score, and we do not. Turkey gets like 2 more chances, they score and win the game. Like right at the, I'm talking like, I bet you there was 30 seconds left in the game. But here's the worst part to me was when we had the ball in the box, like what I would consider our skilled players did not look very skilled. They couldn't separate from Turkey. We were getting the ball stolen from us. When Turkey's skilled players were in the box, those guys were getting away. They got shots off. I mean, they looked really good, but you know what? Can't complain. We're going to the next round. We play Bosnia, which is going to be a really good game there. So we'll see what happens. And I will get over this. Give me about another 30 minutes. I will be over this loss. I'm going to look on to the next round. So let's see. And tomorrow's games, they still got more games tomorrow. This is pretty exciting, especially if you're putting predictions out there. Norway and France is going to be really good. I have a feeling France is going to win. I think they're both going to go through, but it's always good to go through on a win. So this should be an interesting game here. I think France is a little stronger, but I do like Norway. I hope they put up a good fight. Actually, I would love for them to win. Senegal and Iraq, neither one of those guys are going through. That's just going to be like kick the ball around for like 90 minutes and then go home. So good try there. Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, same thing. They'll be doing that little dance there. Cape, they had 2 draws. I think everybody's expecting them to come in and lose. And they had 2 draws. They played tough, but just couldn't get over the hump there. Spain should win. I think I think they have to win. Well, that's their bracket. They don't have to win, but they should win. So, in Uruguay, they should be able to beat them. So, it should be interesting tomorrow. If I put a prediction down for tomorrow, it'll probably be for Spain to win. I just hope I'm not disappointed like this game here with the U.S. because that was a bummer. I actually thought they would win. And I actually put a prediction that they would win as well. Egypt and Iran, that should be pretty good. I think Egypt's a little better. I'd probably put a prediction on Egypt as well to take that game. And then Belgium and New Zealand. Don't even have a clue. If I had a prediction on those, it'd be for a draw. Norway, France. You know what? France is favorite. So I would actually put a prediction on Norway to win as a just in case, because I've seen it multiple times in these group stages. There's been some just in cases, and those have come through. So, and those are your games for tomorrow. So, but let's get into some baseball. So, let's see. Let's see if I do this correctly here. There we go. All right. So, Rangers still in Toronto. Pitching Evaldi tomorrow. I'm glad. I was afraid we would lose today, but I thought Evaldi's going to come through for us. He's been coming through for us fairly well. His last 2 games, 6 innings and 7 innings pitched. He's only given up 3 runs. They've actually won those last 2 games, so that's really good there. They've won 3 of his last 4 games. Sorry. And they beat San Diego, they beat Boston, they beat the Cardinals. So he's been pitching pretty well, and they've been showing up when he pitches. We've won 3 of our last 5 games, and now they've won 1 in a row. We'll take that one. Blue Jays pitching Corbin tomorrow. Similar ERA, 4.73 ERA. He's only had his last 2 starts, he only pitched 3 innings. They did win 1 of them, but they've lost to the Yankees, the Phillies, and the Braves. So those are not bad teams to lose to. But tough for him because tomorrow he's going to end up losing to the Rangers. They're on a 3-game losing streak now. They didn't think they lost to the Astros. And then Texas said, hey, thanks for warming it up. We're going to come in there. Let's go ahead and we should beat them 3 times as well. Got Texas. We're actually favored tomorrow. Slight favorite. Got Texas tomorrow. And with the Evaldi on the mound, you know what? I had the under, but I'm going to go the over. It's 8.5 runs. Let's go the over on that one. Got to write this down because who knows what I do tomorrow with that prediction there. Texas and the over. Reds are in Pittsburgh. Reds are pitching Abbott, 3.83 ERA. Not too bad. His last 2 games, 5 innings, 1 run in each of them. So not bad. They did win the last one, but they have lost two prior to that. They lost to Arizona and they lost to San Diego. The Reds are on a 3-game losing streak. They were hot for a second there, like a week and a half ago. Then they went on this 3-game losing streak here. Pirates actually turning it around. They beat Seattle a few times, which I did not see that coming. And they're pitching Skeens. Now, that he's obviously one of the better pitchers, has been for the last couple years, but he is struggling recently because they have lost his last 5 games that he's pitched. His last 2 games he pitched were 6 innings, and he only gave up 2 runs each. So the bat should come through for him tomorrow against the Reds. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now, and he hadn't even pitched. So I'm going to say they keep that going. They're a huge favorite tomorrow, which I don't like that number because they're giving it to him because Skeens is pitching, but they're not taking into account that he's been struggling a little bit and they have been losing his games. But I think he'll do well tomorrow at home against a Reds team that's been struggling. So we'll take Pittsburgh tomorrow. And because he's on the mound and Abbott for the Reds pretty good, I would probably at least the first 5 innings, I'd definitely go the under on that one. Once the bullpen comes in, who knows, right? All bets are off. It's probably going to be the over after that. So Astros and the Tigers. Astros pitching Arrighetti. The Astros won today 2-1. That was an impressive win because I actually thought the Tigers would score some runs on them, and the Astros held them down. Arrighetti has a 3.13 ERA, 6 innings pitched his last couple of games, but he lost them. Lost to Cleveland and Kansas City. But the Astros have won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've won the 3 in a row now after winning today. Tigers pitching Montero, 3.68 ERA, pretty similar there. They've won his last 2 games. He beat the White Sox and Minnesota, so those are not bad teams there. But the bad thing for the Tigers is now they've lost 3 games in a row. They are actually favored tomorrow, but I got to go Astros. They just seem like the hotter team. I know yesterday I talked about streaks and maybe don't go by streaks and every day's a new day, but I got to go. They're hot right now, and who knows how long this can go on. So we're going to stick with the Astros tomorrow. They're not a big underdog, so Nationals and the Orioles. This is an interesting series. Down just those 2 teams together. Nationals are pitching Alvarez, 3.34 ERA. His last 2 starts, he's pitched 4 innings and given up 1 run in each. He lost his last start, but they won the 2 prior. They beat Kansas City and San Francisco, so not bad. But the Nationals have now lost 3 games in a row. Poor guys. Orioles pitching Rogers tomorrow. Not a good ERA, 5.3, but his last 2 starts were really good. 7 innings, no runs, 6 innings, 2 runs. They won his last start, but they did lose the 2 prior to that. Sometimes the Orioles don't put runs up. The Orioles have also have a losing streak. They've lost 2 in a row. We're going to go Washington tomorrow, but actually I don't like that pick. Let me think about that. We'll keep Washington there for now. We'll see. Let's see. Arizona and Tampa Bay. The Diamondbacks pitching Gallen. This 6.10 ERA. And I think it's because of his last start. 4 innings, 12 hits, 9 runs. Not good. This guy's given up 25 runs in his last 5 starts. They've lost 4 of his last 5 games that he started, but they are on a 2-game winning streak. So I guess, but now they got this guy coming up, so he'll give up a lot of runs there. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let's see. Nationals and Orioles, we're going the over 9 runs for tomorrow. The Rays are pitching Martinez, 2.73 ERA. His last 2 starts, 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs. So those are really good numbers there. I mean, they're consistent numbers. He's won 3 of his last 5 games, and they've also won 2 in a row after winning today. So we got to stick with Tampa Bay. They're pretty decent favorite tomorrow. And we got the over as well. I just feel like these guys are going to put runs up. It may be Tampa Bay putting a ton of runs, but I think together they'll definitely go over the 8 runs tomorrow. Yankees and the Red Sox, like one of the top rivalries that we have in sports right now. Not so much now because they're not both doing really well and fighting for the NFC East, the AL East. But Boston put up a fight today and beat them. So Yankees are pitching Warren tomorrow, 3.45 ERA. He lost his last start, but he won the four prior, and he beat Toronto, Cleveland, the A's, and Kansas City. So not too bad there. But after this loss, the Yankees are lost one in a row. Red Sox are pitching Toll tomorrow, 3.08 ERA. Last two starts pretty good, 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 innings, 3 runs. Lost his last three starts though: Seattle, Toronto, and Tampa Bay. The Red Sox have not been doing great, but they just seem to show up when you'd least expect it. And they won today, but Yankees are slight favorite tomorrow. We're gonna go Yankees tomorrow to kind of bounce back here. They actually fought back today, but fell a little short. So we got Yankees take care of business tomorrow. Let's see. I saw that there is a line here, but the Mets don't have a pitcher. So Phillies are heavily favored tomorrow. They pitch in Wheeler, 2.11 ERA. Last two starts, 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, no runs. Only 9 runs in his last 5 games, which is under 2 a game. They've won his last two starts. He beat the Mets and the Marlins. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and now the Phillies have won 2 in a row. I said this yesterday. The Phillies are slowly becoming one of the top teams in the NL again after starting off horribly in the beginning of the season. So we're going to go Phillies tomorrow. Just checking the time there to win, and we'll go the over because the Phillies may actually just put up 9 runs themselves. So Mariners and Guardians. Mariners pitching Castillo. You got to pay attention to this one. Mariners pitching Castillo, 5.22 ERA. They've lost his last 3 starts, and they've lost 2 in a row now. Guardians pitching Cantillo. Yep, that's right. It's an N, not an S. 4.05 ERA. They've won his last 2 starts. His last start, 8 innings, 1 run. Pretty good. They beat Houston. They beat the Tigers. They have won 1 in a row now because they did win. And so we're going to stick with the Guardians. I'm not a fan of Seattle as it is. They pop up here and there where they seem to like, hey, they're going to start winning again, and then they start losing again. So we'll stick with the Guardians for tomorrow. It's actually a close number as well. So they're not huge favorites, but we'll do that. And go the over as well for that. Even though, you know what, Seattle doesn't put up a ton of runs, but I think the Guardians may. So Royals and the White Sox. Royals pitching Kolek tomorrow, 4.15 ERA. His last start was 1 inning, 9 hits, 9 runs. Not good. When the one out prior to that, 7 innings, no runs. Yeah, go figure. They lost his last start, but did win the 3 prior. The Royals have now lost 2 games in a row, so not good for them. Luckily for them, they're going to play the White Sox, who are pitching Sandin, 8.10 ERA. Not great. 20 runs in his last 5 games. Man, that's a lot. And they've lost 1 in a row. But I think both these teams are not doing well. And I'm going to give the nod to the home team, the White Sox, because the last time I did this and I was like, oh, look, this team's been losing. We're going to keep them losing. Yeah, they end up winning. So we're going White Sox tomorrow. There wasn't a line for this one, and I don't know why. Neither one of these teams, well, Kansas City might have played today, but there's not a line yet. So we'll figure that one out. I'm pretty sure the White Sox will be favored because they have a better record, and they're the home team. So here's a good series. Cubs and the Brewers. Cubs are pitching Ray tomorrow, 4.99 ERA. They lost his last 4 starts. He's lost to Toronto, San Francisco, Colorado, and the Las Vegas A's. I'm going to call them that because now they're playing in Vegas. But they have won 4 of their last 5 games, and the Cubs have won 4 in a row now. But that's partly because the last 3 games they played the Mets. So, yeah, Brewers are pitching Mizorowski. This guy's got a 1.45 ERA, constantly throwing over 100 miles an hour. He just brings it. They lost his last start, which was surprising there, but they won the 4 prior. Actually, they won probably like the 6 prior. He's beaten Philly, Colorado, Houston, St. Louis. They've won 4 of their last 5 games as well, and they've also won 4 in a row. They're the home team. They got the better pitcher. And they're huge, huge favorite. We are going to go Milwaukee, and because the 2 pitchers are pretty decent, we are going to go the under 7.5 runs. Rockies and the Twins. Rockies are pitching Sugano, 4.31 ERA. Decent starts. Well, his last start. The one prior to that, 5 innings, 8 runs, 8 hits, 8 runs. They did win 4 in a row, his last 4 starts, so they're giving him good run support. It's probably the time that that they scored like 29 total runs. Let's see. They've won 3 of the last 5 games, and they have won 1 in a row. Good for them. The Twins pitching Bradley, 4.11 ERA, so not far behind Sagano. They won his last 2 starts, but they've lost 3 in a row. It makes you think I should go Colorado, but I did this last time. I got to go with the home team. Same ERA for the pitchers. They're both roughly giving up about 3.5 runs over the last 5 games. So we'll go them, and we'll also go the over on that one. All right, let's talk about Miami heading over to St. Louis. We got Marlins pitching Meyer tomorrow, 2.80 ERA. Won his last 4 starts. Had some good. That's pretty good. Beat the Giants, Pirates, Diamondbacks, and the Nationals. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've won 2 in a row. So Miami's pretty hot there. Playing the Cardinals. Cardinals pitching May tomorrow, 4.30 ERA. Won his last 3 games. 2 games ago, he actually had a 9-inning, no-run outing. So that's pretty impressive. You don't see a ton of 9-inning outings for these pitchers nowadays. So they won his last 3 starts. Beat the Royals, beat the Padres, and the Mets. The bad thing is the Cardinals, they were pretty hot for a while, but they've lost 2 in a row. But we're going to stick with them. Maybe May can find his magic there, see what happens at home. They're a slight favorite, so we'll go with that. A's and the Angels. A's are pitching Gin, 3.16 ERA. They lost his last start, but they did win his prior 2. So good. He beat Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. Those are good teams to beat there. They've only won 1 in a row. They've won 1 of their last 5 games. But it was the last one, so good for them. That's when they came back to beat the Giants. Angels are pitching Urena, 2.40 ERA. Won his last start and won 3 of his last 4 starts. They've actually won 4 of their last 5 games. They've won 2 in a row. Yeah, I'm not supposed to go streaks, but we got to go Angels on this one. Minus 122 is the A's. So this is an underdog pick here, and we are going to go the under. Man, I feel like actually the over on this one. Yeah, let's go the over. I got to go change it on my notes here. Angels over the 8.5. Dodgers and the Padres. Dodgers are pitching Sasaki. They're not too far from home, going to San Diego there. So he has a 4.76 ERA. They won his last start and 3 of his last 5 starts. The Dodgers, they're starting to heat up a little bit. Won 3 of their last 5 games, and those have been 3 in a row. So 3-game winning streak going on there. But playing the Padres, who are pitching Buehler, who has a better ERA, 3.96. Better winning his last 3 games that he's started. They're better, winning 4 of their last 5 games. And they've also won their last 3 in a row. Dodgers are favored. Who do I go? Yep, I got to go Padres. I know everybody wants to go LA. I know there's a sexy pick, but we're going to stick with the Padres. Think they got a few little better numbers there. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Honestly, the first game of a series is always the toughest one to pick because you never know who's going to show up, but this will be a good test for us here to see. Last game of the night will be the Braves and the Giants. I think they were supposed to play today. No, they weren't. Braves are pitching Lopez, 3.50 ERA. He's only got, I don't know if his are appearances or actual starts because his last 2 were 3 innings, 1 run, 2 innings, no runs. They did lose his last 3 appearances or starts. I think they were appearances. The Braves have lost 4 games in a row. So that's not like the Braves to do. Giants pitching McDonald, 4.93 ERA. They lost his last 2 starts. They've lost 4 of his last 5 starts. And they did let the A's come back today. So they've lost 1 in a row. Don't have a line on this one yet. I actually checked it right before started the whole process here. I got to go Braves. I think they're the better team, and if the Giants are struggling, the Braves will make them pay for it. But you never know. Once again, these are the first games of the weekend series, and so you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes that's the game that the underdog team can steal, is that first game when they show up there. Then it kind of settles down, and we see how Saturday and Sunday go. But these are your picks for the 15 games that are tomorrow. You got some underdog picks there. Let's see, got the Astros. We got okay, maybe not a ton of underdog picks. Possibly the White Sox. We got the Angels, and we got the Padres. So, and then you got some favorites there that you can parlay as well. I don't know if I'd parlay the Yankees. It kind of made me nervous, but Tampa Bay's getting up there again on a roll. Philly's going to be on a roll there. Texas, I don't know. So anyway, hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. Hope you get to watch some baseball. I hope your team wins, except unless they're Toronto. And then also, I hope you get to watch some good soccer, good games tomorrow. But whatever you do, hope you have a great Friday. And if you do decide to bet on baseball tomorrow, I hope you win a ton of money. Have a great one.